Hello and welcome back to the Lawyer Talk, the official podcast channel from BLawyers Vietnam. I am Nguyễn Thị Thanh. I am very happy to be here with you in today's podcast. In this podcast, we will explore the journey of a legal intern at a law firm, a place where every deadline, every deliverable, and every discussion or piece of feedback become a test, helping young professionals build resilience, develop skills, and strengthen their mental stamina. I hope that through today's conversation, law students, especially those who are preparing for or currently in their internship, will find practical insight and relatable perspective to feel more confident on the path to work, become a professional lawyer in the future. Joining us today podcast are Ms. Đặng Thị Kim Chau and Mr. Huynh Kim Thanh, who are currently trainee lawyers at BLawyers Vietnam. Both of our guests began their journey right here as legal interns, so they certainly have plenty of real experience and meaningful stories to share with us. Hello Chau and Thanh. Before we begin, I would like to ask you something that I believe anyone in the legal profession has experienced. When you first started your internship at a law firm, how did you feel during those early days, and what is the most memorable thing from that period?
During that period, the emotion that stayed with me the most were pressure and the fear of not being good enough. In the beginning, I often worked late into the night and woke up early the next morning just to finish documents. There were times when I submitted a draft and had to redo almost the entire thing. I was even reminded a few times because my work didn't meet the required standards. Those moments were dreadful, and I kept asking myself, maybe I'm not suited for this profession.
I felt the same way at Chau. When I interned at a law firm, every task required absolute precision and everything must be done on time. There was a moment when I thought that if I don't perform well, I probably won't be kept on. And my mindset back then felt quite heavy because I was always worried about receiving feedback or my work wasn't good enough. After 1 or 2 internship months, when I became familiar with the pace and started getting more important assignments, the pressure didn't disappear. It actually increased. The more challenging the task became, the more afraid I was of not meeting expectations or being criticized. But later on, I realized that feedback from seniors wasn't criticism. It was an opportunity to improve, and once I changed the way I look at it, I started receiving feedback more positively. From that point, difficult assignments no longer scare me. They felt like opportunities, chance for me to grow in emotional control, communication, and especially in my sense of responsibility.
What both of you share is exactly how many young people feel afraid of not being good enough, fast enough, or strong enough to keep up. And that's why having a strong mindset is essential for going the distance in this profession. When people talk about resilience, many think it means enduring, but in reality, resilience means knowing how to recover. So, in your opinion, how can young people maintain their energy, stay mentally balanced, and avoid being swept away by the stress of a law firm environment?
For me, the most important thing is managing my energy and understanding my own limits. I learned how to distinguish between what is important and what is urgent, and to prioritize properly so I wouldn't get caught up in every immediate task and lose sight of the bigger picture. Whenever I felt tired or got stuck, I would proactively talk to my supervisor to ask for guidance. Because as an intern or a legal assistant, you can express the difficulties you're facing, lack of information, unclear instruction, or needing more time to ensure quality. However, before seeking help, I think it's important for you to research on your own first. That process of searching and analyzing helps you to understand better, remember longer, and shows your initiative. From my experience, when you show sincerity and a willingness to learn, seniors are always willing to guide you, and that's how you learn more without feeling overwhelmed.
I'd like to add that recovery also means finding quiet moments to recharge. For me, that could be taking a walk, listening to music, playing sport, or simply spending an evening away from work. Those small breaks help me reset, stay positive, and look at my work with a clear mind. Of course, I cannot say I always manage to do that. There are still days when I have to work late because clients are urgent, and there are too many deadlines at once. But I learned that work-life balance is not about dividing each day equally. It's about adjusting yourself according to each period and circumstance. What matters is not forgetting to listen to your body and your emotion and knowing when to pause and when to push forward.
I completely agree with you. From an HR perspective, I see that resilience doesn't come from enduring, it comes from recovering. When you know your limit, adjust accordingly, and maintain a positive spirit, you will go further and be happier in this profession. But, of course, we all have tough feedback or even rejections. When that happened, how did you keep your emotion from affecting your work?
At first, I felt very sad. There were nights I couldn't sleep because I keep thinking I did something wrong. But then I've learned that the key is changing how I receive feedback, seeing it as a chance to recognize my weakness and improve. I used to get trapped from overthinking, but when I learned to separate my emotion from my work, everything becomes lighter. It helped me recover faster and ensure that the quality of my work wasn't affected by personal feeling.
For me, I usually choose to ask for clarification instead of silently accepting. Sometimes we think the feedback is harsh, but actually seniors just want us to understand correctly and improve. I might not fully understand my supervisor intention or my perspective on the case may be incomplete due to a lack of practical experience, or perhaps I haven't grasped the precise wording of the law, blah blah blah. But after each round of feedback, I write out the key points, identify what I did wrong, what I need to be fixed, and if anything is unclear, I ask immediately so I won't repeat the same mistake on the next time.
I really appreciate that perspective. In the legal profession, you constantly face challenges from colleagues, clients, and even from yourself. But if you learn how to respond wisely, feedback becomes a stepping stone for growth. And with such intense pressure, everyone needs their own way to release stress and recharge. So what helps you regain your emotion balance and maintain a positive mindset each day?
For me, I talk to myself. I spend time on small things. I enjoy listening to music, watching movies, and simply take a good sleep. But sometimes I also give myself little rewards after stressful periods, a good meal, or a short trip to reset my energy. I think the more important thing is knowing how to help yourself so that when you return to work, you start again with a fresh and positive mindset.
I choose sport as my way to restore balance. I usually run, do push-up, or join friends to play badminton or football. Every time I exercise, my mind clears up and it feels like being reset after a long day. I also believe everyone in the legal field needs their own way to recharging because we work hard, but we also need to play hard. And without recovery, it's very difficult to maintain passion and last long in this profession.
I completely agree with both of you. Keeping a healthy mind doesn't just help you live better, it helps you work better and think more creatively. It's truly the foundation for a sustainable legal career. At the same time, today's era is the age of information technology. There's an overwhelming amount of information that's so easy to access. That's why each of us need to create our own information filter. Embrace and keep the information that is positive and beneficial for yourself and your profession. On the other hand, eliminate or stay away from sources that are negative or meaningless. We talk about pressure, boundaries, and emotion, small things that actually determine who will go far in this profession. And before we wrap up, I have one final question for both of you. If you could share only one message about resilience and mental well-being with the legal interns, what would it be? And what is one concrete action they should take right after this podcast ends?
I would say, don't be afraid of failures. Today's small failures are the lessons that help you grow and move closer to long-term success. No one is perfect at the beginning, but if you are chosen this path, don't be afraid of challenge, because they are exactly what strengthen you. At the same time, you must take care of your physical and mental health. Be flexible, rest when you need to, and maintain a positive energy flow. Only when you are healthy and balanced can you work a long flow in this profession.
For me, my message is, if you have chosen law, stay committed and trust yourself. There will be moments when you feel tired or doubt about your abilities, but don't let the short-term difficulties make you forget why you started. Success in law doesn't come from working fast or working excessively, but it's from patience, emotional maturity, and staying grounded even under the pressure. If you remain calm and sincere in every task, big or small, the path will naturally open for you.
Thank you, Chau and Thanh, for your honesty. Listening to your stories, I believe anyone who has interned before will see themselves in your journey with the late night, the worries, and the little victories when you realize you're improving bit by bit. Every young person entering this profession careers the same question. Am I good enough? And the answer is always yes, as long as you don't give up. In law, resilience comes not only from knowledge, but from mental strength and learned through mistakes, rising after each critique, and keeping your passion alive no matter the pressure. To students and young lawyers listening today, no one is born ready for this profession. We become ready by working through challenges while still keeping our integrity and love for the work we do. Thank you for your listening. We look forward to seeing you in the future episode, where we continue to share real stories and meaningful insight from the legal journey. Goodbye and see you next time.